Welcome back to Graphing Rational Equations. In the last video, we graphed all of our vertical asymptotes, so in this video, we are going to work on the horizontal asymptotes. So let's go ahead and bring up problem 1. For the vertical asymptotes, we were interested only in the denominator and making sure that it didn't equal 0 because we can't have division by 0. So that gives us an asymptote, a place that will never be crossed on our graph. For our horizontal asymptotes, we're interested in the ratio of the powers of x, or whatever variable you're using, in the numerator and the denominator. So we don't see an x here in the numerator, and that means that our power of x is 0 because anything to the 0 is 1. Our power of x is not written in the denominator, although there's an x there, and that means that the power is 1. So if we look at the ratio of the powers of the numerator versus the denominator is greater than the numerator. And that tells us that our horizontal asymptote is going to be at y equals 0. So let's go ahead and sketch that right here along the x-axis. Let's take a look at the next problem on the worksheet. Again, our x is not listed in the numerator. And that means, let me make sure this layer is selected, that the power of x is 0. Our power of x in the denominator is 2. So once again, the power of the denominator is greater than the power of the numerator. So y equals 0 will be our horizontal asymptote. Got that all sketched in. So let's go on to our next problem. Here, our powers of x are the same. They're not written in, so they're 1. So the power of the denominator is equal to the power of the numerator. And that means that we're going to look at the leading coefficients. Our leading coefficient here is -3. And our leading coefficient here is 1. So that's going to put our horizontal asymptote at -3 over 1 equals -3. Let's go ahead and sketch that in and take a look at our last problem here. Once again, our powers of the numerator and denominator are equal. So power of the denominator equals the power of the numerator. So we want to look at the leading coefficients. This is -1 and this is 1. So our ratio of -1 to 1 equals -1. We're going to go ahead and sketch our horizontal asymptote in there. Now we have all of our asymptotes sketched. We're ready to find our x-intercepts in the next video and go ahead and sketch our graph.